What's going on, everyone? Aaron here, Clean Cuts Lawn Care. I'm at my shop right now. As you can see, we are starting to get some snow. The temperature has dropped to where it's that kind of bone chilling cold. You know, it starts to hurt when you're out in it. And they're talking about accumulation 3 days before, let me see, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th possible 1 to 3 inch accumulation. Hopefully we're going to get a snow event for then. It's been 2 weeks since we've really worked. Haven't been to the shop in that amount of time. I did come here, did a bunch of work. You know, I got this organized, got all the tools reorganized, the trailer back where it goes, the mower back out here. So going into spring, none of the hand tools need tune-ups. They just got it. This just got a tune-up. The brand new 30 barely got used. The only thing that needs a tune-up is probably the original 30 back there. Even though it had one not too long ago, I'm going to be replacing the air filter. I have a little work to do on it this winter, so I'll probably just go ahead and do the tune-up on it in the spring. What I'm doing right now is, I want to show you right here. You can see these spots right here, right on the tip. I'm grinding them down a little bit where they were a little bit rusted. And I'm going to tell you exactly why and what happened. It was last winter. It was like, it might have even been the first week of March, to be honest. First week of March, something like that. We had a snow removal customer who we had been doing his snow removal the whole winter. And he had a side door that it was just one step down to the concrete. There was no step there. It went side door, concrete. So you went right along his side door. Well, we had a pretty good snowfall. Head out to do our services. We're probably halfway through the day. We get to his house. I always start in the middle of the driveway, and I break the driveway up into thirds. I go from like the apron to the house is one section, the front of the house to the back of the house is another section, and the back of the house to the garage a third section. Working my way in, out on both sides, so it's like I'm going in a circle. So I'm pretty, but when you're at the side of the house, you can't do it that way because you're against the house. You don't want to, in most scenarios, you're not going to throw snow against the house. So on this time, it's my first pass, and I'm throwing it to the far left. We've already done his house probably 10 times that year. You go right along the house. Well, this time I'm going right along the house, and all of a sudden something gets sucked into the machine. It's a huge, loud bang. And before I could even let go of the controls, I see a big red brick, now in pieces, being thrown out of the front of the machine. I shut the machine off. I uncover it, and what he did was, from the time before that to now, we had obviously had some nice weather where the snow was melted, or at least, you know, his driveway was, whatever. And he went and got 16 red bricks, and he made like a 4x4 step with red bricks going onto his side door, so he could step onto them red bricks, and they were just pushed together. It wasn't done right. Well, he had never called and told me about it. He didn't email me or text me. He didn't have it marked off with anything, because I'm always looking for anything that the customer may have marked off. There was nothing. So it actually had broken. One shear pin was completely gone, and then these other 3 were bent like this. Like, they're straight, they were bent literally like this, and no matter what I did, I could not get them shear pins back out. So I had to leave there, go to my old shop, because we were at our original shop, get my grinder, cut the shear pins off, and somehow them shear pins from the hit, it was like they had expanded, and I could not get them out now. It's straight. Now I cut them straight, and I can't get them out. This probably happened just before dusk because of what time the snow happened. Halfway through our route, probably right around dusk. So let's say 4:30, 5 p.m. it happened. By the time I was able to get all them get to my shop, get them cut off, get the shear pins out, put the shear pins back in, and my biggest concern was that this bar had bent all the way across, and that maybe possible damage to the gearbox, because if it's bent at all, it's not going to do what it was supposed to do. So on my way to the shop, I had Vicky searching for this whole interior setup, somewhere I could go pick one up at. Nowhere had them to where I could just go pick one up, and she did find it, but it was going to take like 1 to 2 weeks to get it in. And I didn't want to test it until I got the shear pins all fixed and everything. So yeah, I made it back to the shop. I got everything fixed back up, tested it, and thankfully the bar was fine. It didn't need to be replaced. The gearbox was working correctly. Everything. I have to go back to that house to finish it so I can move on. And the customer comes out. He heard it all happen, and obviously he's seen it because he probably, you know, he was there every time we went there. He obviously seen what happened. He comes outside. He doesn't apologize about it. He don't say, man, I should have called you or told you about it, or I should have marked this section off. Nothing. Okay, and we can't see it. It's covered in snow, like 4 to 5 inches of snow. They were completely covered. He actually comes out and he goes, yeah, it has to be 4x4 for it to work, and I only bought 16 of them. I'm like, okay. He was like, yeah, I bought them at, I think he said Lowe's. He actually told me where he bought them from. Then he says they were whatever a piece. Literally trying to say I need, because not only did one go inside and blow out in pieces, and thankfully none of it made it through the auger and out of the chute, because that could have tore up so much stuff, man. It could have bent my interior paddles back there. It could have put holes all in the chute. It could have damaged this to where it's like, don't even fix it, buy a new one. And this one was like $800. Now in comparison to some other ones, it's kind of cheap, but it doesn't mean you want to go buy another one just like that. Thankfully none of that happened. He actually wanted me to go and buy the bricks, the 2 bricks that got busted, because one went in and back out, and then another one got hit as I was stopping. He wanted me to go buy his 2 bricks. I'm like, dude, that is absolutely 100% not happening. All right, you didn't tell me about this. You didn't give me a heads up. You know, because of you, my machine is damaged. I mean, I was furious about it. So yeah, I don't know how you guys would have handled it, but I'm like, I'm not replacing those bricks. And he's like, well, I guess I can just go get some. So after that, the last couple snow events, I noticed that it was leaving this very small trail of snow on the ground. Not anything bad, nothing that was like under our quality standards, but it was there, and it wasn't there before. So I'm taking a grinder, I'm just touching up these edges a little bit, and then I'm gonna paint them, and hopefully that'll take care of that problem. So also another thing was that we had a rule last year. It was in between 11 p.m. and either 4 or 5 a.m. there was no snow removal, because it's all residential. We don't use a plow, we're using a snow blower. But I'll tell you now, that rule bit me in the behind quite a few times, because the accumulation built up so much in that time frame that there was a couple times I went out thinking, am I actually going to be able to even do it? Because the snow had got, because we get bad storms here. We're within 10 miles of the lake. So we'll get lake effect snow where they're not even calling for snow, and we'll get an inch or two just off of lake effect. Then from the lake effect, they'll be calling for 6 inches, and we'll end up getting 10 inches because of it. So it's really weird how it works. And we have really bad snow drifts here. Depending on where you are in the country, you might not know really what that is. We get snow drifts, and it depends on where your properties are at. So you'll have 6 inches of snow here, and then 1.5 feet here. And we get it really bad here. I already contacted the local police station, and I already knew, but I wanted to confirm. I told them it was a non-emergency question. I didn't want to waste anyone's time, but I needed to know. They said, yes, you can run a snowblower for snow removal 24 hours a day. You are protected from the noise pollution law. He said, but I would prefer if you stuck with your time frame that you said you had last year. I said, well, yeah, that would be great, but in the event of a bad snowstorm, I said, it's not possible. That's why I'm calling, and I want to verify that I'm protected in the event that this happens. And he said, well, yeah, you are protected, but I would hope you would be courteous to other people. Well, we are courteous, okay? But at the same time, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I'm still going to keep a time frame, but it's going to be a very small time frame. I'm thinking from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. or from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. That might be 1 to 4. I don't know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think the time frame should be. How many hours from what time to what time, or if there should be no time frame. Maybe some of your suggestions can help me out to utilize a good time frame. But just remember that our snowstorms here can be brutal, and any time frame that you're not out working can be very bad for you, especially with the fact that we're using a snowblower instead of a plow. So keep that in mind when you do your time frames for me in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And that's it. I just got to finish this up, make sure I'm going to start it up again. I like to start it. I started starting it a month ago. Try to start it once every week or so just to make sure it's ready. I already put the ramps on the truck, drove it up the ramps, made sure we're good to go there, and that is it is good to go. Other thing is we are gonna start with our original truck, and the other truck, I was looking at the tires. The back tires for sure need replaced. I mean, they're pretty good if it's dry, but they're not going to be great for the snow. So we are going to start in this truck. I'll get the tires on that truck, and we'll switch it over to the 52, which you guys know is what we call it. This truck is 51, 05 our first truck, other truck 52, 05 second truck. You guys know that. So, all right, guys. I wish everyone the best winter. Be safe out there. Don't take any chances in a bad snowstorm. Just take your time. So, all right, if you like the video, hit like. How do I say this? If you like the video, it's been a minute. If you like the video, hit like. Subscribe to the... Alright guys, if you like the video, hit like. Leave a comment. Nope, that ain't it, man. Damn! What was my routine? Alright guys, if you like the video, hit like. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know everything I'm doing wrong. And keep them edges clean, boys. I'm out.